Hi, welcome to the show, One Word a Day. It's my opening episode. I'm very excited to have you here with me. My name is Sophie. I'm a native Chinese speaker and a longtime English speaker. I'm currently living in Southern California. People here very seldomly can pronounce my Chinese name, so I go by Sophie. I'm at a stage of life when I find myself some extra energy that I want to put to good use by coming here on YouTube, sharing what I know about the Chinese language and the culture. This program will show you in a series of videos once a day of how Chinese characters form meaning and how Chinese people make sense with their language. So basically, I'm showing you how Chinese operates. And just like math, you don't need to remember anything, just follow the logic. Now let's begin. I'm going to share screen. And here we're coming to the first of our episode. I'm going to pronounce it, tell you the individual character, what's the meaning, and then I'm going to tell you the complete meaning altogether put together. 风景如画. 风景如画. So in this phrase, there are 4 characters, like most of the Chinese phrases. We like number 4, magic number 4. And it's enough for us to put enough information in it to make a phrase and come up with a picture. Like this one, it's literal translation word by word, means wind scenery like picture. Wind scenery actually in Chinese, this phrase, the first 2 letters just means scenery, but Chinese language put a wind, throw wind in to give you a sense of aerodynamic atmosphere, like it's an outdoor scenery, things are moving. And look at the character here, 风. It got this diagonal cross in the middle to give you a sense of unstable. Again, something is moving. And the second character, 景, with the sun on the top. That block with the horizontal strike in the middle means the sun. And the bottom, pronounced as Jing by itself. I guess everybody here heard of Beijing, capital city of China. That's the word for the capital. And it's a pronunciation signifier. So we have the meaning, the top, and the pronunciation at the bottom. That's a classical structure of Chinese character formation. 风景. Now you know it's Chinese scenery with wind involved. And 如画. 如, the third word, simply is a comparison of object A to B. Here we're comparing a scenery to a picture. Because, I guess this phrase came before the time when Instagram became a thing, that whatever is worthy of picture being framed and published or unpublished become framed and hung up on the wall. It's so good that it deserves its own space, right? So look at the 4th character. It's a visual representation of the character painting by itself. You can see it's a living space with the bottom frame and then a beam on the top, and the drawing or painting or calligraphy, some artwork piece hanging in the middle, and that's the word character picture. So all together, 风景如画. And you can see the 4 colored big, hand-drawn strokes for me to show you the pronunciation. And Chinese 4-tone system, drive a lot of people crazy, like how to even master that. Well, we're not the only one who's Singapore for making things difficult for foreign speakers, because come on, like for me, a Chinese speaker, to learn English, the small things like articles and plural form, not to mention all the kind of tense to signify time, future time, past time, and all that. It's really confusing for me at the beginning too. But there are, I mean, things like this come with practice. If you use it long enough, you're going to get the tone right. And I'm happy to begin with this 4 characters today because it has all the 4 tones in it. And you know, Chinese like to mark everything in number. So the flat one is the first tone. The rising one is the the second tone. And this, I don't know how to say it, but this is weird one is not a straight line, but with a point at the bottom, inflection at the bottom. That's the third one. And then the falling tone is the fourth one. So this, without pronunciation, just a tone, would be sounding like ah, 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 ah. You will hear more of that later on. So much about the pronunciation. And altogether, it simply means picturesque. And on the right, I put an image of Chinese painting, which depicts the sense of fall. And I want to take some time slowly appreciate what's in that frame, because that actually represents the ideal of a beautiful scenery in a Chinese eyes. Mostly it involves high mountain in the background. In this case, it's blurry, and a boat on the water, quiet water. That is a vast span of water. Most likely the viewer who is standing in front of this picture could envision themselves either on the boat or on the bank, like behind to view take the whole scenery together. And occasionally there will be some birds flying across the sky. And you see the fall colors and the housing in between. And that's the ideal idyllic image in Chinese aesthetic. And with that, I'm going to close the first episode. Tomorrow, I'm going to share a new set of words, and I'm going to use one of the words, 1 or 2, from today's phrase. That way you can see how the same character operates in another set of phrase. And that way you can, make some connections, comparisons, and I would imagine it to be easier for you. So thank you for sharing your time with me, and I hope you see you again tomorrow. Bye.